Hey YouTube, it is Nicole the Goddess, and for this channel I am just going to let it be my hub for everything spiritual that's not only related to Aries, because my TikTok I've turned it into an all Aries channel, but here I want to continue to expand and explore my own knowledge of astrology, quantum physics, metaphysics, tarot, existence, energy, all of that stuff. So this will be my hub for that. And in this video, I will do a quick 2026 energy reading. I do have a quick channel message, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull some cards for the collective. Going forward, I will try my best to do monthly readings for every sign's energy. But without further ado, so this can be quick, channeled energy for 2026 is interesting because if you are into the idea of extraterrestrial open contact, 2026 is setting the stage for that. That is the energy that I feel. If you don't believe in that, 2026 is still setting the stage for something big to occur. It just may not be in the form of extraterrestrial open contact, because one thing that I have felt since channeling this energy is the other cosmic beings that are preparing to reveal themselves to us are not going to force themselves on anyone. If you outright refuse to believe they exist, if you outright refuse to consent to contact, they're not going to bother you. You may naturally end up on a frequency that allows you to see them or experience them in some kind of way, but they're not going to contact you personally if you don't want it. So that's the message that I felt that needed to come out as far as 2026 and the preparation for open contact. As far as other energies for 2026, I'm going to make a separate video about Saturn and Aries closer to when Saturn moves into Aries. But that transit specifically holds a lot more significance than a lot of people fully understand right now. Those two energies together are ultimate transformation energy as far as creating a new cycle is how I'm going to word it. Saturn's very adamant about alignment. Very, very adamant about alignment. And then Aries energy is very adamant about getting things done. So when you pair strong alignment energy with strong getting things done, when they work together properly, when they're not clashing, they're literally like those are two very unstoppable energies together for this particular realm. So 2026 is going to be a great opportunity for people to finally take chances on things that they've always wanted to do and actually have the tools to do it in a way that is sustainable. Sustainability is a big theme for 2026 because the journey of the human species has always kind of been trial and error. And a lot of the things that we have tried have worked for a time and then we evolve out of it. Worked for a time and then we evolve out of it. 2026 is the opportunity for us to establish something that is more permanent, basically. And that does not mean that everything in 2026 is going to be permanent. It means the energy is there to establish something or multiple things that will be permanent. Open contact is a perfect example of that. If we actually opt into open contact as a full collective, we're likely going to form a long-lasting relationship with other cosmic beings through that open contact. So that's just one example, but I just want to emphasize that 2026 is offering an opportunity for sustainable results rather than something that works until it doesn't. And now I will quickly get into the tarot reading. What I'm feeling with this is there's not really much I need to pull, because another aspect of 2026 energy is kind of this energy of self-responsibility, where the training wheels, the permission slips, as Daryl calls them, or Bashar calls them, the assistant tools, whatever you want to call them, they start to become less effective in whatever way they were effective for people, so that people can start realizing that every single thing is already within them without those tools. Tarot cards specifically for me are for y'all. When I do readings, well, when I first started doing readings, I noticed it quickly. I don't read the reading of the cards. The cards tell me a story. And the story may not have anything to do with the traditional reading of the cards, but the combo of those cards tells me a story that I'm channeling, and it allows me to give people kind of a visual of the story that I'm channeling. So it's literally just me it's literally just me having another layer of reinforcement for my message until people are more comfortable in validating the idea of channeling, because channeling is just channeling is actually a normal state for us as humans, but because of how our journey has gone so far, it's just something that we have to get used to as a collective. So I pulled 3 Moonology cards. Full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches, waning moon, what do you need to release, and new moon eclipse, expect powerful change. And Aries actually got this card in their 2026 reading, likely because that's just the energy for 2026, you guys. Like, it is very new energy, but in a much more powerful way than I think most of us are truly used to. Aries got in their reading that they're going to experience some surprises. So and not literal surprises. It's going to be stuff that they manifested, but they're going to be shocked at how it actually happens for them, because it's going to come to them in a way that actually makes it sustainable. So for full moon in Aries, it's time to see if you've been a little bit too much me. There's a tug of war going on between what you want and what someone else wants, but you'll have to wait a little while to see what's going to happen next. I can't read today. As you wait, ask yourself if you've been handling the situation as sensitively as you could have done. If you know deep down that you've been a little rash or harsh, gone too fast, or overstepped the mark, then accept that on some level you've created this situation yourself, which means you can create your way out of it. When this card comes up, a peak is coming. It could be fiery. So what this card reminds me of in reference to the collective for 2026 is we just ended a major cycle with the winter solstice, and up until spring solstice, we are actually releasing the remnants of that cycle, and what this is basically referring to as far as the collective in 2026 is, how close-minded have we been about the possibilities of what we can be? And how have we handled the proposal of the proposal of change? How have we handled different? On an interpersonal level, what I'm feeling is the question, how have we handled other perspectives? And I have my own bias about that, I think, but it's really just a matter of, in my opinion, do you prefer for things to have like a rigid framework for everyone, or are you open to the idea that everyone's differences can actually create something else if we allow their differences to flow? And it's a matter of not being cynical about what that means, not automatically assuming that if you let everyone be themselves that they're just going to want to do horrible things. It's more so about understanding that there is a possibility for everyone's energy to flow in harmony if we just let it flow. So that climax that's approaching, I actually just got that it's also like an actual major event that's coming in 2026. I'll talk about it closer to whenever it might be, because I would rather not talk about what it's related to right now. But just know that what goes up must come down. That's all I'm going to say about that. So what do you need to release? The waning moon points to what's falling away. Life goes in cycles, and sometimes we need downtime or to let go. No matter when in the moon cycle you pull this card, it's a sign that a situation has peaked, for better or worse, and it's time for you to go easier. It's the autumn and winter of the cycle. So what do you need to release? Almost certainly something from the situation you're asking about. This card can be very positive, but it can still be gently suggesting that you let something go and stop trying so hard. I have talked about what just popped up in my head on my TikTok before, but in 2026, the opportunity for us to redefine pretty much everything we've known to be true is there. Redefine things like leadership, redefine things like success, ownership, authority, relationships, systems, structures, even to the point of redefining what we define, how we define like our land, territories, the borders, and like what I'm feeling is what this card is asking is, with that climax coming, what beliefs, moral systems, values, ideas, philosophies, all of those things do you need to let go of or loosen or open yourself up to? Because in order to take advantage of the opportunity to create sustainable results, long-term results, anything that aligns with short-term success has to fall away. And I think that the actual length of time is irrelevant to the concept I'm talking about, because short term can literally be the 2,000 years we've been in patriarchy. That is still short term in relation to the reality of time itself. So it's basically saying for those permanent things, what things as a collective specifically, like what concepts and ideas can we let go of? And I'm going to read the last one. I'm going to go ahead and read the last one because I think that if I can find it, I just saw it, and then the moon in Aries. Full moon in Aries. Okay. If you want affirmation that you can achieve your dreams and get the desired outcome in the situation you're asking about, then this is it. This is a card of beginnings, and there are powerful energies at work. But be prepared. It could be quite a ride, and events now could even be jarring and uncomfortable. However, any new directions you take will almost always lead somewhere better than where you are at the moment. Whatever is happening now is happening for a reason you'll appreciate later on. A new portal is opening up, and all you have to do is have the courage to forget about the past and move through it. You're being put back on the right path. There is nothing to fear. That's why I needed to stop talking. That's why I needed to stop talking and just read the oracle, because this literally just said what I was trying to say. Moving into this next cycle as humans, it's almost, I'm not even going to say almost, it's going to require us to realize that nothing was actually good or bad. The system that we've been in for 2,000 years, 2,000 some odd years, has taught us something, has given us new perspective, has broadened and expanded us, just like every other system before it. On my other channel, I'm actually going to talk about those systems specifically, matriarchy versus patriarchy, because interestingly enough, those two systems specifically have shown us what happens when some people are satisfied. What happens, like, basically, you guys, 2026 is going to open us up to understanding how our lives actually, like, how this experience actually works, so that we can then have the opportunity to create long-term, sustainable, maybe even permanent systems for our expansion as a species. That is really what the energy is trying to say, is as a species, we have the most challenging experience with ourselves as souls, because the level of density we are focused into creates such a realistic illusion of separation that even when we're connected, we doubt that we're connected. We second guess ourselves so much in that area because of how densely focused our energy is into this experience. So 2026 is going to kind of lighten that density without taking away the advantages of it, because experiencing time allows us to learn a lot. Experiencing moment to moment to moment allows us to learn a lot. So for 2026, like I told Aries on my TikTok, it's really going to be a matter, like on an individual level, it's really going to be a matter of how much do you want to participate in the energy. And there is no right or wrong there. You are allowed to say not at all. You are allowed to say I'm all in. You are allowed to say, well, I think I want to experience this just to dip my toes in it, but I don't think I want to go that far. Like, you are allowed to choose the extent to which you express and experience the energy. And I'm going to make another video where I am more so digging into the nuances of individualism on a spiritual level. Like, my other channel will be more so about individualism in this realm of existence, but I will talk more about individualism from a spiritual perspective over here. And a lot of the things that I'm not saying here will start to make sense, because I don't feel like these things need to be said right now. So if this resonated, great. If it did not resonate, also great. I don't actually celebrate January 1st as the new year anymore, but I wanted to get this video out today for people who still do. If you like the video, definitely drop a comment, like it, subscribe if you want. And remember what I said at the beginning of the video about my style of doing things. I'm not going to be for everyone. And there's a reason for that. And one day I will share that reason. But for now, always, always, always listen to everyone, but conclude with yourself. Always consult yourself and conclude with yourself. Never take what I say or anyone else says for face value. And with that, I'll use my closing statement that I use for all my social media. Love y'all. Be good to one another, but most importantly, be good to yourselves.